this is SAAD for the SAAD Truth. Earlier today, I tweeted some comments regarding the recent decision that took place in Britain. And my point here is to not take a position on whether it was the right decision or not, but rather to speak about the general discourse and the intolerance of those who can't accept that people might hold a differing opinion. And so I will read out with some additional comments the tweets that I posted earlier today. So here we go. It is breathtaking how the castrati ostrich brigade throws around the word racist for every outcome with which they disagree. Brexit is apparently nothing more than a collective bout of racism against honorable, peaceful brown people, prospective refugees. It is truly astounding. If you voted to stay in the EU, then apparently you are a progressive and enlightened global citizen. If you voted to get out of the EU, well, then you are a Nazi who wishes to commit genocide. Truly, it is unbelievable. There were compelling reasons to stay and compelling reasons to leave. One should be able to defend their positions without calling the other camp ugly names. People can be against affirmative action without being KKK members. People could be for leaving the Union without being Hitler. People could be against open border immigration from cultures antithetical to theirs without being Ted Bundy. People could be supporters of Donald Trump without being toothless rednecks that are the product of a sibling incestuous relationship. Grow a brain and learn nuanced thinking. I'm receiving messages from Indonesians and British Sikhs who are baffled by the fact that they are being labeled racist Nazis, white racist old men, etc., because they exercised their democratic right to vote. Again, the castrati operate as follows. If you vote as I do, you are enlightened. If you vote contrary to me, you are a Nazi. How very liberal and how very enlightened. In 1995, in Quebec, we had a referendum to decide whether Quebec should separate from the rest of Canada. I voted to stay as part of Canada. Many people that I knew voted to separate from Canada. I didn't think that they were xenophobic, racist bigots because they wanted to exercise their right to express their own opinions in a democratic process. I may have disagreed with them, and we might have engaged in some debates as to the pros and cons of leaving or staying as part of Canada, but my reflex, my intellectual reflex, was not to think that they are Nazis and bigots and Jew haters and fat shamers and hateful of brown people or whatever other social justice warrior insults that can be hurled at people who disagree with you. I mean, it's truly sickening to see the intellectual fascism that is on display. And frankly, it is much more so by one side of the political aisle than the other, right? I mean, I see it on my Facebook page. I see it everywhere because I navigate amongst academics. There could only be one possibility. You either think like me or you are part of the Nazi party. It is grotesque and it is the definition of being illiberal. Nothing could be less liberal than to hold such a position. Defend your positions, argue for your positions, and recognize that in a democracy, in a plurality, in a rich tapestry of people, some people will disagree with you for the wrong reasons, and others might disagree with you for very valid reasons. So let's try to respect one another. Let's try to vigorously argue with each other, but let's stop with the detestable, the grotesque, the disheartening name callings. Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon. Cheers.